It's not the only method, and I will not discount other methods. Having said that, this is a fairly significant way to reframe the narrative back to the truth, to take the reins of this narrative and reshape it so that people understand what is actually going on, what the dynamic truly looks like. To complex problems, especially structural and especially systematic issues that exist and persist, there's always going to be multiple different avenues of attack, pressure, all the way from militancy down to peaceful civil disobedience, all the way down to like broad awareness spreading campaigns. And that's why this is a good thing. Okay, this is a great thing. It's a wonderful thing, and I think that it's the right thing to do. It is the appropriate thing to do. It's the moral thing to do.
Joining us now, CNN senior national security analyst Juliette Kayyem. So, Juliette, over 120 people entering Trump Tower. A law enforcement official telling CNN at the height of this. Tell us a little bit about that security setup there now that it's not Trump's official residence.
Yeah, so I'm surprised by this. I would have assumed that just given the public nature of Trump's commercial activities, it would be very difficult to have 100 people come. It was clearly a secretively planned protest, and they were arrested.
I knew it was going to happen. May or may not know some people that were there and may or may not gotten arrested. Wasn't that big of a secret. But, she's right. It was planned ahead of time. Deliberately.
And this is the interesting thing about Trump, without getting into whether he should or shouldn't do it. One, and we saw this with Elon Musk with the Teslas, because they've broken down the distinction between their public roles and their private commercialization, monetization roles. You are seeing these protests touch them in their commercial space. We saw this with Elon Musk and attacks on Tesla, as well as now this protest. Donald Trump cannot close down Trump Tower. It's a commercial space. It's a residential space. And so they are sort of dealing with, I think, in some ways, the consequences of that merger of monetization and policy and the First Amendment.
So these arrests, charging people with obstructing government administration.
By the way, these people are very openly, unapologetically, and deliberately showcasing that they are Jewish. Very little distinctions are being made. Very little commentary is being made about that fact. And I have to assume that a certain point is got to be deliberate. They barely mention it in the beginning, where they were like, "Oh yeah, Jewish Voice for Peace is the group," and then that's it. Them being Jewish is a part of this process. Is a part of this protest. It is like an important part of the protest. That's why it's called Jewish Voice for Peace. You know what I mean? That's why they put it on their signage. And it's not because of Jewish exceptionalism or whatever. It's because in order to break through the pre-established narratives surrounding Islamophobia, surrounding the way to normalize or obfuscate the truth about Israel by claiming that it's directly tied and associated with Judaism around the world, and certainly in America, is by doing shit like this.
The interesting thing about this is this was organized by a Jewish group. So the narrative of, sort of pro-Hamas, pro-Palestinian equals pro-Hamas Arabs that is often used, and it was used in Mahmoud's case. Khalil's.
Why did you say the quiet part out loud, bro? What the? She's like, yeah, normally we would be like, if they're Arabs, they love Al-Qaeda, but they're Jews, so we can't say that. That's insane. Normally we'd be like, hey, they love Hamas. Look at these dirty Arabs. They love Hamas. But when they're Jews, we can't say that. It makes it harder to say that. Oh my Lord. Ay, ay, ay. What a f***ing insane moment of honesty right there.
Case is harder to make against Jewish organizations. I have no doubt that that's why they did it, because there's great diversity within the Jewish American population about what's going on, divisions amongst them. And I think that's a very important part of this narrative of who it was organized by and why.
We are here.
If they mention that these people are Jewish at all on Fox News, they will do my favorite thing that I love seeing, which is, I call it Gentile confidence, where a bunch of the most Christian looking motherfuckers will sit there and be like, yeah, these Jews are bad. They're not real Jews, actually. We should put them in concentration camps, actually. And it's like the most golden retriever looking ass blonde lady you've ever seen in your life saying that. And you're like, how does this not ring any alarm bells? You're not Jewish. Just like a shocking display of overt anti-Semitism. If they mentioned that the group's called Jewish Voice for Peace at all.
Protesting against the defamation and deprivation of Mahmoud by Donald Trump. I don't really understand what Donald Trump's intentions are, and I won't speak for them, but I will say that the impact is causing a lot of harm to people who are asking for peace.
So there's that. Katie Pavlich joins us with her reaction. But first, let's get an update from the New York City Police, from the chief of the department, John Schell. Chief, good to have you here today. Do you have any idea who this group is, or who pays for these T-shirts, who organized it all? Any idea?
Yeah, we're well versed in this group. I don't want to give them any advertisement. We've dealt with them before. We know what their MO is, if you will. And again, I just can't stress enough.
Just say their name, bro. Why won't you say it? Just say the name of the group. What is it? You're very familiar with them, huh? I doubt that you wouldn't be openly talking about it if it was like, I don't know, Arab Muslims for Peace or some shit. You'd be like, yeah, I'll say it. It's Hamas. It's Hamas. That's right. These guys love Hamas.
That in 2 hours we got this cleared up. 98 people. We had to carry people up escalators and walk them out. It's not the easiest thing to do in the world, but our training and
oh my God. I feel so bad for you, sir. Jesus Christ.
Professionalism through our cops. We do this very well in New York City.
Indeed you do. Thank you so much, Chief Schell. Always good to see you. Thank you for what you do to keep the people of New York City safe. And as you say, 5,000 protests of this kind in the past year or so since October 7th is extraordinary. Thank you so much, Chief. Good to see you.
Have a great day, Martha.
You too. Thank you, sir.
Interesting. Not one mention of the name of the organization. You housed the criminal? Yeah, I know. Damn, 2 minutes ago. That's crazy.
Refuse to believe they're all students. They're coming from, wherever they're coming from with pre-printed T-shirts. There's some money behind this, Lisa, and there's no doubt about that because we've lived through this before. So this is what open borders potentially can bring you. I can't believe everybody.
Come on, say it. Say who funds the protest. Say the Jews funded the protest. Come on, say it. Oh, shit, look at Noah. He's right there. They should have never let this criminal back out on the streets. Yet another terrorist that I've had on the broadcast. When will this Hassan guy stop constantly having terrorists on his stream?
Everybody's here on a student visa and or a green card in the crowd, or that they're all American citizens. I think we have to find that out. And where it is applicable, as Ari has said, get them out. I refuse to believe they're all students. They're coming from.
That's so funny. Look at that. I can't believe Noah tricked you by hiding his radical beliefs. Yeah, you can tell that the Republicans are having a hard time covering this because, like, the shirts very clearly say Jewish Voice for Peace, not in our name, and the people that are being arrested are Jewish. Like, it's difficult. It plays a role in this, in the narrative that you want to craft as like, this is a entirely Arab Muslim thing. And this isn't to say that, like, Islamophobia is very real. Okay. Trust me. I know personally. Okay. But because Islamophobia is so real, like a lot of the media narratives around this stuff revolve around this being like a purely Muslim issue or whatever. And they set it up that way so they can easily undermine it. Now, there's two different ways to go about it. One, to combat the Islamophobia directly, but also simultaneously explain to people that it's not like a Muslim Jew issue at all. It's an issue for those with a conscience versus those who are inhumane barbarians.
Are calm now, but it was a chaotic couple of hours inside Trump Tower. The NYPD says among the charges in these arrests is trespassing and obstructing governmental administration.